Hey guys, today we're doing our presentation on business in Russia.
So to start off our presentation, during our real presentation, we're going to have an activity which will take probably like 5 to 7 minutes. And then we're going to do a quick reflection on it.
Alright, so a little bit of background about Russia. Obviously their official language is Russian, but they're also taught English in 3rd grade, so kids become fluent early in their lives, which is very useful in the business world because they're able to communicate with people from many other countries. And they actually have the 10th highest death rate in the world, which is something interesting that I found. That's 14 people per 1,000. The type of government they have is a federation, and they use a civil law system and judicial review in the courts. Their government's composed of the premier, his deputies, and ministers, all appointed by the president. They have 7 political parties, which is kind of a lot, which I thought was really interesting, and 20 political pressure groups, which are sort of like little subgroups within the political parties that come up with new ideas and try to get those implemented in the government. And a fun fact that I found is that their flag actually has no official meaning. They just sort of came up with it, and a lot of other countries have adopted the 3 stripes kind of layout like they have, but in reality their flag really doesn't mean much. It's just colors and stripes. They're the world's leading oil producer and the 9th largest exporter of goods and services. They joined the World Trade Organization in 2012, which will help reduce trade barriers for both imports and exports. They really have a lot of trade barriers right now, but after joining the WTO last year, they are able to eliminate those trade barriers and trade more with foreign countries as well, import more from foreign countries as well as export to foreign countries. They've experienced large capital outflows in the past several years, which is not a good thing because that means they're losing a lot of money and not bringing in a lot of money. Long-term economic challenges that they face include a shrinking workforce, rampant corruption, and underinvestment in infrastructure.
Okay, so the social and cultural behavior. They have a very cold behavior, the Russians. So during meetings, there are temper tantrums that usually break out, and people should not expect friendly smiles. A meeting is set up differently than we set a meeting up in the United States. They're way more formal and more serious. The Russians sit on one side, and then whoever is visiting sits on the other side, so they don't like mix. Patience and punctuality are very important, so you have to get there on time and be patient with them. You stand really close when you're talking, and when you speak really loud, it's considered rude, so you have to talk softly. And then you always accept the drink, because if you don't, it's considered a breach of etiquette. Also, putting your thumb, like making the okay sign, is considered rude. And public physical contact is common, so like if they give you a hug or a kiss, like that's completely common. And you are not supposed to stand with your hands in your pocket. Okay, so business there's under communism there was no incentive to like do a good job or like because everyone like ends up getting the same amount of money, so there's no incentive to do better. So the answer is usually no to any questions. Like if you ask someone for help, they're usually going to say no. So usually the answer is no to questions, so just expect that. And then the ceremony of presenting business card is apparently extremely important and should be taken very seriously. And contracts should be signed because no agreement is final unless it's signed. And relationships are extremely important when you're working with the Russians. Okay, when you're dressing for a meeting, you should not be in bright colors, and women should wear skirts and dresses, no pants. And men should be in dark suits, again, no bright colored suits. And there's a major emphasis on the designer label, and like unlike here. I mean, here I guess we are like focused on the designers, but it's more so there. And then you have to like dress elegantly in order to be goddess equal. Also, what?
Alright. Ethical. When we talk about gifts, they do not give items that are easily obtainable in Russia, and a small business gift is appropriate, but the value should correspond with the rank of business professional. And if you are invited to a home, you should bring home gifts for the children. And women might be overlooked in the meeting. Men are given preference. Allow men to open doors, light cigarettes, be feminine, so you know that men like be a gentleman. They can invite Russians to lunch and pay the bill, but it might be an invitation to flirt. On business cards, state the title and business degree. Get more respect if you establish your position. Russians love their culture, and knowledge about their culture is appreciated. They never refer to a Russian as a comrade. Learning Russian is impressive. Do not expect to find smoke areas anywhere. Joke from businessmen. 2 areas in Russian: smoking and chain smoking.
Yeah.
That's it.
Yeah.